Kevin Stefanski again, from that ESPN Cleveland time that he was on the air there, on the feeling he's getting on Deshaun Watson.
He is locked in. Of course, he wants to get healthy. I mean, that's the obvious one, and he will. But he wants to be great. He's been great. I've seen him be great for us. I've seen just his history, whether it's high school, college, or the pros. Like, I know what he's about. But he's going to work his butt off. That's what he does, and I'm excited about it.
Tell us something we don't know about him, because he doesn't give us a lot. He meets with the media, and most of it, I mean, Kev, for 20 more weeks, we're going to hear about rehab and how's his shoulder. And is there something fans should know? Like, he's a real hard worker, a little student of the game more than people expect, or no?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, he watches more film than anybody. I mean, he texts me plays, and even in the dead period when I'm not allowed to respond, he'll send me, hey, check this play out, and I'll hey, cool. I can't go into it, but he is a football junkie. He loves to talk ball. He loves to watch ball. But he's what do people not know about him? Does a great job in the community, not always doing things that maybe are getting a ton of attention, but he's out there, wants to give back to Northeast Ohio, so that's something that I'm really proud of him about that.
G. Bush, the other thing that is impressive with him is listening to him dissect plays post-game. His memory is something that I covered Jordan. Jordan used to be able to do that for a basketball game, which is even more bizarre. But Watson can tell you the safety was here, I did this, and that's just the level of understanding. That's what he's talking about. That comes from film study and understanding what he's trying to do.
Yeah, if you haven't, if you're a fan and you're into football and you want to know some things about Deshaun Watson besides what you see, just on a run-of-the-mill national media or whatever the case may be, go check out his podcast. Go check that out on YouTube. And I love the fact that they do every single podcast just about with Quincy Avery. They go and dissect a play or a couple of plays, and he gives his insight on what he saw, pre-snap, post-snap. He gives a critique on his mechanics, his footwork, what he's seeing, what are his adjustments that he wants to make, what is he trying to do to manipulate the defense, identify the defense. He does a really good job of explaining that, and you can get a high-level view of what it is to play quarterback in the NFL. I also think Coach Stefanski, I'll give him credit. I went out and covered his event over at Lefty's Cheesesteaks and in Cleveland Heights, and I talked to the mayor, and he talked about how big of a contribution that was, because that was a place in the community they had identified for years trying to get businesses to come back. And so for him to invest, we talk about the Kelseys all the time, he put that right down in the heart of Cleveland, in the community, and came out, people representing him. I think one thing people don't get, when I was out there, I got a different perspective, because sometimes in the media, we're kind of isolated. We don't get out as much as we should. But one thing that I did see was all of the people in the community. There were so many people there that were there supporting him. They're showing love. I'm talking about from kids to, older adults to everywhere in between. Browns fans came up and supported. So sometimes you get this view of, when you hear something so much, you start to think that maybe or not he doesn't have the, the ear or the heartbeat of the city. And there's a lot of people that come out there and that came and supported him. I was very pleasantly surprised about that. And I just think that once the production and once you start to get those wins, people are going to come around and start to get to feel good about this thing. And just, Joe Flacco came out, and just think about this. Joe Flacco has his limitations. But if one thing about this city, if you come out and you're passionate, we supported Baker. Heck, we supported Johnny Manziel. We supported Hoyer. If we can come out here and get some wins, they'll support Deshaun Watson. It's just about the production and getting it done on the field.